Welcome back. Today, we are going to be comparing the 21st century shooting super precision click head priming tool and the Sinclair hand priming tool. Let's get into it. Just a quick note here. I do not like self-feeding priming tools. There have been far too many people hurt when primers ignited in the tray or tube. I'm a one-at-a-time kind of reloader when it comes to primers, so I won't be doing any reviews of the other self-feeding tools. Honestly, they scare me. With that out of the way, for today's comparison, we're going to be comparing the Sinclair priming tool. I just got it. So let's back up and do a quick unboxing. Nobody likes unboxing videos. Okay, that was fun. Now that we have these two monsters free of their packaging, let's do the testing. Before I do anything with priming, I always uniform primer pockets. For that task, I use a Sinclair carbide uniforming tool. The lack of adjustability in the tool helps prevent me from making mistakes. For the cases in this test, I'm using 3x fired 6.5 284 brass, and I have cut all the crud out of the pockets by running the uniformer in there again to make sure they are all the same. If you weren't aware, moderate to high pressure loads can and do move the bottom of the primer pocket, so reuniforming is something I do regularly. Now that the brass is as consistent as I can make it, the first test is seating by feel. No stops, not using the clicks, just mashing them in there until I feel the bottom of the pocket. I'm not pressing past bottom, just trying to hit the bottom. We'll cover primer crush later. So let's define touching and crushing. I measured a good sample of primer pockets, and they all measured 0.1315 inch deep. Measuring the primers themselves, they varied from 0.1260 to 0.1265 inch high. A little math tells us that for this batch of BR2 primers, I need to position the cup 5.5 thousandths below flush in order to be touching the bottom of the primer pocket. Put down the keyboard. I'm not saying that's the right place to put them. We are talking tooling here, not seating technique. In order to grade these primer positions, and because I don't own a super precision primer seating depth measurement tool, I'm using the stem on my calipers to measure pocket depths and primer below flush measurements. This is a small sample test because I'm running a little short on BR2 primers. Go figure. First up is a 21st century tool. I turn the collar all the way down until it stops. So all I have is the feel of the handle. 5 cases primed to the bottom of the pocket. I did the absolute best I could and really took my time. Let's look at the depth measurements here. There is not a lot of variation here. In this small sample, there's a difference of 0.5 thousandths from the deepest to the shallowest. That's very good. But also notice that only one of the primers reached our touching bottom number. My guess is that the individual legs of the primer anvil are touching down at different times, and I'm likely feeling that touchdown. All right, let's do the same thing with the Sinclair tool. Before we get too far here, let me point out that the Sinclair tool is a bit of a three-handed proposition. When you load a case in, like so, you have to rotate the collar to drive the case down against the primer cup. That ensures the case is square with the priming tool, but adds time and effort to your priming. Same routine on this priming tool, feeling for the bottom of the pocket. The force curve on this one is a little mushier, but I'm confident it will work well. Well, that was until I measured them. This is not good. I mean, there are primers that are a couple of thousandths from touching the bottom and a big variation in final positions. Now, I'll note that this is the design usage for this Sinclair tool, but not the only way you can use it. I'll get into that in a moment. If you like videos like this, please like and subscribe. If you want to support the channel, you can use our product links in the free section of our Patreon page. I'll leave a link to that in the description, or you can pledge your support on Patreon if you want to support us directly. If you look at the bottom of the screen, I'm running the names of all the patrons that make videos like this possible. Thank you, one and all. Let's go back to the 21st Century tool and use the adjustment system instead. Now, I have fresh cases and I'm seating with the adjustment set to provide around 8 to 9 thousandths below flush. This is a crush of 3 to 4 thousandths. I chose this depth because it is a common one that other shooters and reloaders are using. I'm not recommending it specifically, just using it as a data point. Let's look at the results. This isn't bad at all. I have a total ES of this small sample of 1/1000th of an inch. Off-screen, I've been working with this tool for quite some time, including seating all of my primers for my national match ammunition. In that use, I found that plus or minus 1/1000th was about the best I could achieve with larger samples. I'll get into why that is at the end of this video. Now let's play with the Sinclair tool. Let me be clear here. This is not my original idea. I got it from another shooter. The Sinclair tool comes with a set of plastic shims to help set the final handle position for comfort, but those are nowhere near thick enough to set up the way I'm going to. So over to McMaster-Carr I went and purchased a set of steel shims. The part number is up on the screen here. Those steel shims gave me the ability to change the position of the primer cup relative to the ram in the fully extended position. This limits the upward travel of the primer and ram when the case is turned down against the cup. So I set it up to give me a depth of 9 thousandths below flush. This was quite easy to do, and I found the depth a lot quicker than I did with the 21st Century tool using the clicks. Here's the results from the 5 cases. Half a thou is a pretty tight tolerance, to the point of having to verify, so I did another 25 cases and got a deepest primer of just shy of 9.5 thousandths and shallowest of 8.5 thousandths. Plus or minus half a thousandth is still very tight. Considering the squishy feel of the tool in this usage, it's impressive. Alright, let's talk ergonomics for a moment. The 21st Century is a thumb-driven tool. If I try to squish it with the palm of my hand like this, to alleviate the strain on my already tenuous thumb joints, my hand doesn't close far enough to put solid pressure on the handle at the fully closed position. My hands aren't the same size as yours, so it might work better for you than for me. The Sinclair tool, when fully closed, has a lot more space between the handle and body, so I can crush it with my grip strength when using the stop. The handle edges are beveled, but not super comfortable. It would get old while doing a large batch of brass. Comparing that to the pressure on my thumb from the 21st Century tool, it's no contest. The Sinclair is definitely more comfortable for large batches. Now, I'm sure someone out there is asking why the Sinclair is slightly more precise than the 21st Century tool. In simple terms, it is because the 21st Century indexes off of the front side of the rim, and the Sinclair is indexing off of the surface we're measuring from, the face of the head. That additional precision comes at some cost though. The Sinclair is slow. I mean eye-wateringly slow, as you have to put each case in, then tighten the collar consistently to the same tension to achieve really precise results. If you want a bench-mounted priming tool without the collars and click adjustments, but with the precision of the Sinclair tool, stay tuned. I have a design that I'm putting forward to machine shops to make, and as soon as I find one with the time to make them, I'll announce their availability. Until I have my priming tool in hand, I think I'll use the Sinclair tool. I think the slight increase in precision will serve me well as I experiment with the final primer position to see what shoots best. Stay tuned for that testing. In the end, I don't think you can go wrong with either tool. They are both excellently crafted and solidly made. Links to both, as well as the shims, are on the Patreon links page. A link directly to that page is in the description. It's free to use and provides a small commission on Sinclair products to help support the channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, shoot safe, and I'll see you on the range.